I know what you're thinking. This guy probably read a motivational quote on social media, and now he's telling us that nothing is impossible. Yeah, right. Look, I get it. The world has no shortage of motivational articles, books, videos, or Facebook posts. You don't need a bigger dose of Monday motivation. You know why? That type of motivation is not practical. It doesn't do anything. It's not useful. It's the same as drinking Red Bull. It fades quickly. Today, I'm going to talk about something different. Something that actually works. Something that will change your life if you understand how to use it. I'm talking about belief. Not hope, not faith. Not motivation. Belief. Practical, actionable belief that you can use as a tool to shape your reality. Let me start by being completely honest with you. Belief is extremely useful, but it's underutilized by most people. The problem is that most of us lack belief. And when I talk about belief, I talk about it from a practical point of view. I'm not talking about hope or faith. I don't believe that you can hope for the best, sit back and wait until good things happen to you. Hope is not a strategy for life. I prefer to look at facts and make conclusions like a pragmatist. And here's the first fact I want you to understand, like it or not, everything that's floating in that head of yours is there because you believe it. Let me give you some examples. Life sucks. I'm not good at my job. I can never find my dream job. No one loves me. I will never become successful. See, it's all there because you believe those things. Every single thought in your head, every belief you hold about yourself and the world exists because at some point you decided to believe it. And here's where it gets interesting. There was a philosopher named William James, one of the primary figures associated with pragmatism. He said something that changed my life. Belief will help create the fact. Read that again. Belief will help create the fact. This isn't some woo nonsense. This is practical philosophy. Belief is a practical instrument that you can use to shape reality. Now, before you think I've gone off the deep end, let me clarify something important. Have you ever considered that you decide what you believe? Not your friends, colleagues, family, or even the media. You observe things, and then you decide what you believe. That's why belief creates facts. But let's keep it real here. This is not some feel-good movie where you can do anything if you just believe hard enough. No, life is not a song where you can fly no matter how hard you believe it. A pragmatist always keeps it real. You will never become a respectable leader without putting in the work. Your life will never change unless you take action. You can't just sit on your couch, close your eyes, and manifest $1 million into your bank account. That's not how this works. But here's what does work. Here's the point that most people miss. You know that there's no outcome without action. That's obvious. Everyone knows that. It comes down to one thing. Do you believe that you can or can't live the life you want? It's as simple as that. But it's something that you truly have to believe. And this is where most people get stuck. It's one thing to say that you believe something. It's a whole different thing to actually believe it. Let me explain what I mean by sharing my personal story. Because I lived on the wrong side of belief for most of my life. And it cost me years of wasted time and missed opportunities. For most of my life, I lived in fear. It all started at school. People told me things. Adults told me things. Teachers told me things. And I listened. They said, if you don't get good grades, you will not be accepted to a good university, and without a good degree, you will never get a job, and you will become a bum who dies alone. After hearing that, my 17-year-old brain went into full-fledged panic mode. I started believing that stupid story. Who wants to become a bum and die alone? Looking back now, I can see how ridiculous that fear was. But at the time, it felt real. It felt like the truth. And that's the thing about belief. Whatever you believe feels like the truth, whether it actually is or not. That fear, that belief that I wasn't good enough, that I needed to follow the safe path or else I'd end up alone and homeless, that's a metaphor for not believing in yourself. Because somehow, that's always the alternative when you want to do something uncommon or risky. If you do something that's uncommon, or maybe a little risky, the common argument is that you'll become homeless. It's always the worst case scenario. I meet a lot of people who say they've made important life decisions based on fear. Do you hate your job, but are you afraid to look for something else because you might lose your house? Do you want to leave your spouse, but are you afraid you'll die alone? Do you study yourself to death because you're afraid of what your parents will say when you quit? Do you never expose your work to the world because you're afraid people will throw rocks at you because you suck? Think about these questions for a moment. Really think about them. Will those worst case scenarios really happen? Or is that just your mind acting up? Probably the latter. Your mind is lying to you. It's protecting you from risk, from uncertainty, from the possibility of failure. But in doing so, it's also protecting you from success, from growth, from living the life you actually want. Let me tell you about my dream. I always wanted to become a writer. Back in school, I wrote poems for my girlfriend. It was kind of pathetic, but hey, she enjoyed my weird poems. But all jokes aside, I loved to read, and I enjoyed putting my thoughts on paper. Writing felt natural to me. It felt right. It was the thing I wanted to do with my life. But no, every adult in my life was trying to scare me to death. You can't make a living as a writer. You'll starve. You need a real job. Writing is just a hobby. They were probably right, in a way. It's not easy to make a living by writing. Most writers struggle. Most writers never make it. So what? Everything that's worth it is hard. I didn't realize that back then. I was 17. I was scared. I was listening to all these adults who seemed to know better than me. So I gave up my goal. I decided to pick the safe road and pursue a degree in business. Now, I don't regret that decision entirely because I've learned many useful things. Business knowledge has been valuable. But the whole experience turned me into a fearful creature. Because after that whole scarefest in school, I eventually stopped believing in myself. I stopped writing. I stopped reading. And that's a pure waste of time that I could have used for practicing my skills. Years went by, years where I could have been writing, improving, building my craft. Instead, I was living in fear, living a life that felt safe but empty, working jobs I didn't care about, following a path that someone else had laid out for me, and all because I stopped believing. Now let me ask you something. What's something you once believed in but stopped believing because of fear? Think about it. What dream did you give up? What goal did you abandon? What version of yourself did you stop believing in because someone told you it wasn't realistic or practical or possible? I think we've all been there. We've all had dreams that we let die because we were too afraid to pursue them. If you're not careful, you'll always stay there. You'll spend your whole life living in that fear, wondering what could have been if only you had believed in yourself. For me, it wasn't until 2 or 3 years ago that I figured out belief is an instrument that can help you to achieve your goals. Something clicked. Somehow I started reading about pragmatism, which is a way of thinking, and it completely changed my own way of thinking. I realized that not believing in yourself is useless. It serves no purpose. It doesn't protect you. It doesn't help you. It just keeps you stuck. So I decided to believe that I could live the life I wanted. Not hope, not wish. I made a conscious decision to change what I believed about myself and my possibilities. Granted, I'm not fully paying the bills by writing yet. I run a business and do consulting. I have other income streams. But I do make some money with my blog. And I'm working toward making writing my primary source of income. And that's pretty good to know for the 17-year-old version of me who gave up his dream because he was scared. That younger version of me would be shocked to know that I'm actually doing it, that I'm actually writing, that people are actually reading my work, that I'm actually making money from something I was told was impossible. Believing in yourself is very simple. You can do it too. Just understand that belief is an instrument. It's a tool. It's something you can pick up and use to build the life you want. That idea is not new or anything. It's been around for hundreds of years. People just have different names for it. Mindset, self-efficacy, confidence, self-belief. I don't care what you call it. But guess what happened since I've been using belief as an instrument? Most things I believed are facts now. The things I believed I could do, I've done. The person I believed I could become, I'm becoming. And the other stuff I believe will one day become a fact. I know this with certainty. How am I so certain? Because my mind can conceive it. And if your mind can conceive it, you can achieve it. Now, I know that sounds like a motivational quote, but hear me out. That's not a motivational quote. That's a fact. Let me explain why. When your mind can conceive of something, when you can imagine it, visualize it, see yourself doing it, that means it's within the realm of possibility for you. Your brain doesn't generate images of things that are completely impossible. You can't imagine yourself flying without any equipment because your brain knows that's not possible. But you can imagine yourself as a successful writer or entrepreneur or artist or whatever your dream is. And if you can imagine it, if your mind can conceive it, then it's possible. The only question is, do you believe it's possible? Because if you don't believe it, you'll never take the actions necessary to make it happen. You'll sabotage yourself. You'll quit when things get hard. You'll find excuses. You'll listen to the voices that tell you it's impossible. But if you do believe it, really believe it, then you'll take action. You'll persist through the hard times. You'll ignore the naysayers. You'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. That's the power of belief. It's not magic. It's not mystical. It's practical. Belief changes your behavior, and your behavior changes your results, and your results reinforce your belief. It's a positive feedback loop. Let me give you a practical framework for how to use belief as an instrument. First, you need to examine what you currently believe. Take inventory of the thoughts running through your head. What do you believe about yourself, about your abilities, about what's possible for you? Write these beliefs down. Be honest. Don't judge them. Just observe them. You might be surprised at what you find. You might discover that you're holding beliefs that are completely holding you back. Second, question those beliefs. Where did they come from? Are they based on facts, or are they based on fear? Are they your beliefs, or are they beliefs that other people installed in you? Most of our limiting beliefs come from other people. Parents, teachers, friends, society. We absorb these beliefs without questioning them. We accept them as truth. But they're not truth, they're just beliefs. And beliefs can be changed. Third, decide what you want to believe instead. This is where it gets powerful. You get to choose. You get to decide what you believe about yourself and your life. So what do you want to believe? That you're capable of achieving your goals, that you can learn new skills, that you can change your life, that you deserve success and happiness. Choose beliefs that serve you. Choose beliefs that empower you. Choose beliefs that move you toward the life you want. Fourth, act as if your new belief is already true. This is crucial. You can't just say you believe something and then act like you don't. Your actions have to match your beliefs. If you believe you're a successful writer, act like a successful writer. Write every day, submit your work, build your platform, do the things that successful writers do. Your brain will start to accept this new belief as you consistently act on it. Fifth, gather evidence for your new belief. Every time you take action toward your goal, you're creating evidence that your new belief is true. Every small win reinforces the belief. Every step forward proves to your brain that this new belief is valid. Over time, the new belief becomes stronger and stronger until it completely replaces the old limiting belief. Sixth, be patient with yourself. Changing beliefs takes time. You've probably held your current beliefs for years, maybe even decades. They won't change overnight. You'll have moments of doubt. You'll have setbacks. That's normal. That's part of the process. The key is to keep acting on your new belief even when you don't fully feel it yet. Eventually, you will feel it. Eventually, it will become your new normal. Now, I want to address something important. Some people hear this message and they think it means you should just think positive thoughts and everything will work out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about toxic positivity or ignoring reality. I'm talking about practical belief combined with practical action. You need both. You can believe all you want, but if you don't take action, nothing will change. Belief without action is just fantasy. But action without belief is exhausting and unsustainable. You need to believe that your actions will lead somewhere. You need to believe that your effort matters. You need to believe that you're capable of learning and growing and achieving your goals. That belief is what will keep you going when things get hard. And things will get hard. They always do. The path to any worthwhile goal is filled with obstacles, setbacks, failures, and challenges. If you don't believe you can overcome those challenges, you'll quit at the first sign of difficulty. But if you truly believe, you'll find a way through. You'll adapt. You'll learn. You'll persist. Let me give you a real example from my own life. When I started my blog, I had no audience. 0 readers. I was writing into the void. I could have believed that no one would ever read my work. I could have believed that I was wasting my time. And if I had believed those things, I probably would have quit after a few months. But instead, I chose to believe that if I kept writing, kept improving, kept showing up consistently, eventually people would find my work. I believed that I had something valuable to say. I believed that my voice mattered. And I acted on that belief. I wrote every single day. I published regularly. I learned about marketing and SEO and building an audience. I invested time and money into improving my craft. And slowly over time, people started reading. My audience grew. My income from writing grew. My belief was proven right. But here's the thing. It only became a fact because I believed it first. And then I took action on that belief. If I had waited for proof before I believed, I never would have started. That's the catch-22 that most people find themselves in. They say they'll believe it when they see it. But the truth is, you have to believe it before you'll see it. You have to believe you can do it before you'll take the actions necessary to make it happen. That's why belief is so powerful. It comes first. It's the foundation. Everything else builds on top of it. So let me ask you again, what's something you once believed in but stopped believing because of fear? Maybe it's time to start believing in it again. Maybe it's time to pick up that dream you abandoned. Maybe it's time to stop listening to the voices of fear and start listening to the voice of belief. I'm not saying it will be easy. I'm not saying you won't face obstacles. I'm not saying everyone will support you. But I am saying that if your mind can conceive it, you can achieve it. That's not a motivational platitude. That's a practical fact. Your mind only conceives of things that are possible. The question is, do you believe they're possible for you? Do you believe you're capable? Do you believe you deserve it? Do you believe you can figure it out? If the answer is no, then that's where you need to start. You need to work on changing that belief. Because as long as you don't believe in yourself, you'll never take the actions necessary to achieve your goals. You'll sabotage yourself at every turn. You'll find reasons why it won't work. You'll make excuses. You'll quit when things get hard. But if you can change that belief, if you can truly start believing in yourself and your possibilities, everything changes. Your actions change, your persistence changes, your results change, and eventually your life changes. It all starts with belief. Practical, actionable belief that you can use as an instrument to shape your reality. So I want to challenge you right now, today, make a decision about what you're going to believe. Choose one limiting belief that's been holding you back, just one. Maybe it's, I'm not smart enough. Maybe it's, I'm too old. Maybe it's, I don't have what it takes. Whatever it is, identify it, then decide on a new belief to replace it. I'm capable of learning anything I set my mind to. Age is just a number, and I have valuable experience. I have unique strengths and abilities that will help me succeed. Choose a belief that empowers you. Then, and this is the most important part, start acting on that new belief today. Take one action, no matter how small, that aligns with your new belief. If you believe you're capable of learning, sign up for a course or read a book on the skill you want to develop. If you believe age is just a number, take a step toward that goal you've been putting off. If you believe in your unique strengths, put yourself out there and showcase them. One action. That's all you need to start. Because that one action creates evidence for your new belief. And that evidence makes the belief stronger. And the stronger belief leads to more action. And more action creates more evidence. It's a beautiful cycle that builds momentum over time. Do you believe it? Can you see how this works? Can you see how belief is not just some fluffy concept, but a practical tool that you can use to change your life? I hope so. Because I've seen it work in my own life. I've seen it work in the lives of others. And I know it can work for you too. But you have to make the choice. You have to decide what you're going to believe. No one can do that for you. Not me, not your parents, not your friends, not your spouse. You decide what you believe. And what you believe will help create the facts of your life. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep believing the limiting stories that have been holding you back? Or are you going to choose new beliefs that empower you to live the life you actually want? The choice is yours. And it's a choice you get to make every single day. Every morning when you wake up, you get to choose what you believe. Every time you face a challenge, you get to choose what you believe about your ability to overcome it. Every time you pursue a goal, you get to choose what you believe about your chances of success. It's always a choice. And the beautiful thing about choice is that it gives you power. It puts you in control. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're not at the mercy of what other people think. You're not limited by what happened in your past. You get to choose what you believe, and your beliefs shape your future. That's the power of practical belief. That's why I'm so passionate about this topic. Because I wasted years of my life believing things that weren't true. Believing I wasn't good enough. Believing I couldn't make a living doing what I loved. Believing I had to follow the safe path. And those beliefs kept me stuck. They kept me small. They kept me from living the life I actually wanted. But once I learned that belief is a choice, once I learned that I could change what I believed, everything changed. My life didn't change overnight, but it started changing day by day, action by action, belief by belief. And now, years later, I'm living a life that would have seemed impossible to my 17-year-old self. I'm doing work that I love. I'm making money from my writing. I'm building a life on my own terms. And it all started with changing what I believed. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Whatever you believe right now about yourself and your life, know that it's just a belief. It's not a fact. It's not the truth. It's just what you've chosen to believe based on your experiences and what other people have told you. And if it's not serving you, if it's holding you back, if it's keeping you from the life you want, you can change it. You can choose to believe something different, something better, something that empowers you and moves you forward. And when you do, when you really commit to that new belief and start acting on it, you'll be amazed at what becomes possible. Things that seemed impossible will start to seem possible. Goals that seemed out of reach will start to seem achievable. The life you want will start to seem within grasp. All because you decided to believe. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment below and tell me what's one belief you're going to change today. What limiting belief are you going to let go of? And what empowering belief are you going to choose instead? I read every comment and I want to hear your story. And if you want more practical advice on achieving your goals and living the life you want, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Next week, I'm breaking down exactly how to take action, even when you're afraid, even when you don't feel ready, even when you don't think you can do it. Because belief is just the first step. Action is what makes it real. You've got this. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. I'll see you in the next one.